Soft, melancholic piano music begins, subtly distorted with static. A voice, young, slightly accented, begins almost as a whisper. Honestly, darling, you wouldn't believe. It's just the sheer audacity of it all. People think travel is about broadening horizons, finding beauty. It's a minefield, a meticulously constructed illusion designed to extract every last euro from those of us who dare to dream of something better. And this place. Oh, this Is AX Hotel in St. Paul's Bay. It wasn't a hotel. It was a cautionary tale, a beautifully lit, aggressively marketed trap. You see, my grandmother Babushka Anya, bless her soul, always said, a clean floor reflects a clean soul. Such a simple truth, isn't it? But these people, they didn't even understand the basic concept of hygiene. I remember growing up in Minsk, even during the most economically challenging times, Babushka's apartment gleamed. Every surface a testament to pride. Here, the bathroom, it smelled not just damp, you understand, it was a heavy, cloying scent of decay, like something was quietly, persistently rotting beneath the tiles. And the hair everywhere. Little clinging strands, like ghostly reminders of all the disappointed souls who decome before me. And you think, oh, it's just hair, but it isn't, is it? It's a demonstration of disregard. A blatant signal that they don't care if your surroundings are pleasant. It's the principle, it's the feeling of being unworthy of basic decency. And the windows, oh, the balcony windows, filthy. Covered in a film of grime, obscuring what little view existed. It wasn't a view, it was a suggestion of a view. Like seeing the ocean through a dirty lens, a cruel tease of something beautiful just beyond your reach. You know, my father used to say that clear windows are like clear intentions, it's honest and pure. This place, it was clouded, deceptive. A sigh, a slight break in the voice. I booked this establishment because, well, the slides. Don't judge me, I have a child, a precious little star, and she adores water slides. It was the only redeeming feature, a desperate gambit to salvage a holiday I'd already foolishly envisioned as something magical. But even that was tainted. The floors around the slides slick, treacherous, like a deliberate attempt to injure small children. Honestly, it's just barbaric. It's the ultimate betrayal of trust. A place claiming to cater to families, creating a literal hazard for those families. It was a waiting game to see how long before a little angel was hurt. The tone shifts, becoming more analytical, almost clinical. Now let us unpack this, shall we? It's not simply about a slippery floor. It's about systemic negligence. It's about prioritizing profit over safety. It's about a management structure that clearly doesn't value its patrons. It's about a complete and utter disregard for human well-being. It's truly horrifying when you think of what this tells us. How do they sleep at night, knowing they are potentially damaging people? And the distance. Oh, the godforsaken distance. An hour and a half from the airport. A wasteland of concrete and indifference stretching between me and any semblance of civilization. Babushka Anya always said, home is where the heart is, but a convenient airport is a close second. She was a woman of profound wisdom. This place, it wasn't a convenient jumping-off point to explore Malta. It was a deliberate isolation tactic, trapping you within its orbit of despair. The check-in process was a masterpiece of passive aggression. One of the receptionists, she smirked when I pointed out the discrepancies in the information online. Smirked, as if my perfectly reasonable request for clarity was an insult. It's a subtle cruelty, isn't it? A deliberate power play, to make you feel small, insignificant. They just weren't on my son.
You know, I was looking into crimes near AX ODYCY Hotel, St. Paul's Bay, and I found some stuff that's just gonna make you go, wow, how could they? You know, businesses near AX ODYCY Hotel, St. Paul's Bay are super shady, you feel me? So I found out that some restaurants around AX ODYCY Hotel, St. Paul's Bay have this thing where they'll list a price on the menu. But then when you get the bill, it's way higher. They'll add extra charges for nothing. I'm guessing the victim probably felt so embarrassed, you know? They probably didn't want to make a scene, so they just paid and left. But imagine if you're on a budget and you're trying to save money for your trip. That's just so wrong. And then there are these souvenir shops near AX ODYCY Hotel, St. Paul's Bay that'll sell you fake luxury goods. They'll say it's a real Gucci bag, but it's actually just a cheap knockoff. I bet the victim was so excited to show off their new designer bag, only to find out it's worthless. And the scammer probably just laughed all the way to the bank, you know. You know, it's these businesses near AX ODYCY Hotel, St. Paul's Bay are just preying on tourists who are trying to have a good time. They're taking advantage of people's trust. I mean, can you believe it? It's how could you do that to someone?
the reality of businesses near AX ODYCY Hotel, St. Paul's Bay. If you're staying at the AX ODYCY Hotel in St. Paul's Bay, you might think the surrounding businesses would complement a nice holiday. But let's be honest, this area is a masterclass in disappointment. The businesses here, they're either overpriced, poorly managed, or just plain rude. And if you're expecting quality, prepare to lower your standards. Let's start with Bay Street Shopping Complex. Shopping here feels like wandering through a sad, forgotten mall that time, and hygiene left behind. The toilets, a horror show, one working sink, no soap, and a smell that lingers like a bad decision. The shops, overpriced and underwhelming, like a discount outlet that forgot to discount anything. And parking, a nightmare, free for 2 hours if you buy something. But good luck finding a spot that doesn't make you feel like you're parking in a shoebox. Then there's the food. Planet Hollywood serves burgers that taste like they were dragged through the sewers. Not exactly gourmet. Now, Mallorca Spas at the Doubletree by Hilton. A spa should be relaxing, right? Wrong. The staff here act like they're guarding a secret treasure, not a jacuzzi. Pay €200 for treatments, and they'll still find a way to make you feel like an intruder. The pools, cold. The sauna, tiny, sweaty, and somehow still overcrowded. And if you dare to bring kids, prepare for a lecture, because apparently children don't deserve warm water. Hungry. Saboroso restaurant promises Latino flavors, but delivers hotel buffet leftovers. The pau de quage, hard as a rock. The meat, dry enough to start a fire. And the service, if you're not a hotel guest, expect to wait like a peasant while they seat everyone else first. Authentic, more like authentically bad. Need coffee. Coffee circus, Cora might sound fun, but it's more like a circus where the clowns forgot to show up. No fresh pastries at opening, just yesterday's sad muffin. Cold brew, not available because apparently they don't believe in preparing anything in advance. And the prices, you'll pay more for an espresso than a sandwich. Now, Medeja Playa, a beach club where the only thing consistent is the terrible service. Umbrellas mysteriously disappear. Staff argue with guests, and the food takes so long you'll forget what you ordered. The vibe, less luxury relaxation, more suburban gang bar with a pool. And if you're a teenager, forget it, they'll ban you for being too young.